computer. All right, Team Epic Redemption, welcome. So if you guys have not been paying attention or following this page, we went through a team name change, which is kind of funny. We did ours first. Team Fitfluence, the bigger team we fall under, recently changed their name to Team Empowered to Change. And I think both teams kind of went through a re-identity, a rediscovery, figuring out who we are, and trying to really encompass what we are and what we're about. That Team Empowered to Change, we fall under, we are part of, and anything that's being offered in there, jump on and run with. The main reason that I want to continue to have our own smaller page, I know we don't have a lot of participation yet. Most of our coaches in here are in here because they want to be discount coaches. They're not looking to work the business. But I want to keep this smaller, more intimate page so that you guys have somebody and have a group that you can ask questions to. As that stuff gets bigger, I don't want you to feel like you're getting lost in the shuffle. And the reality is some of the stuff that's going to be done on there doesn't fit me and my personality style, and it may not fit you and your personality style, just as some of the stuff that I'm doing that I offer you to be a part of, you might say, that doesn't resonate with me, but something else does. I want you to have some options. But I also want us to have this atmosphere because as we bring new people in, the idea is we're going to be bringing in people that are kind of like us, like-minded, same drive, a lot of times same background. They've connected with us in some way, shape, or form. That's why they want to join us. So I still want to have an us identity. All right, so that was a little bit of babbly, but kind of what's been going on for those of you that are catching us for the first time. Next thing I want to do is congratulate Tanya. Tanya actually hit Success Club last month. She's really, other than myself, the first person on the team hitting Success Club. And that's a big deal. And if you guys don't know what Success Club is, you need to start paying attention to your office if you want to grow your business. But basically, Success Club is one of the ways that you can measure how you're doing in your business. And the idea is you want to be bringing new people on as customers and coaches, but bringing them on with Shakeology in some way, shape, or form, or the Beachbody Performance line. So if somebody orders Shakeology Home Direct from you, you're going to get Success Club points. You'll get 2 for a Shakeology Home Direct order. If somebody buys a challenge pack with you, so if they get that digital streaming and Shakeology together, you're going to get Success Club points. Or if they get the digital streaming and the performance line, or if they get the double time package with the Daily Sunshine, or if they get just Daily Sunshine as Home Direct. Those are all ways that you can get Success Club points, and you get 2 points. If you want to have a business that's growing, a business that's going in a direction, a business that's starting to earn residual income, ultimately your goal needs to be to get 3 new people started a month. Now, when you're first starting, that seems super, super overwhelming because you're kind of learning this stuff and you're having a lot of conversations. And Jason, I think you mentioned that you've been trying to reach out to people. And really, the people that ordered from me this month are people that I've been talking to for months and months. The people that ordered from me last month were months and months before that. The people that I talked to in December are likely not going to order from me until February if they're first-time people that I'm talking to, right? So as you're getting started, the beginning can be really challenging. The key is consistency, and we'll talk about that. But congratulations to Tanya. She hit Success Club. The other cool thing about Success Club, other than your business is growing, is that Beachbody has some cool prizes. So she's going to get a cool hat sent her way. I actually just got a prize in the mail today from the previous month. It was a double time bag with towels and some cool stuff. For Success Club for December, as added incentive, not just a bigger paycheck, not just helping more people, which is, ideally why we began coaching, is to pay this forward. If you hit Success Club, if you help 3 new people get started with Home Direct stuff, you're going to get either a 80-day obsession tank top or t-shirt, whichever you choose, and that core comfort mat that's specific to 80-day obsession. So that's like a ridiculously awesome prize just to get 3 people started in this journey. I wanted to also share, many of you are familiar with and have done the 3-day refresh. This is a great time to be talking about the 3-day refresh, thinking about the 3-day refresh. Many people are going to want to do that right after Christmas or right after New Year to kind of kickstart what they're doing. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to do it right before 80-day obsession because it's the new program coming out. So as you are talking to people that are interested in getting started, if they're looking for that jump start where they can get a quick win, lose a couple pounds and a couple inches really quickly to start that momentum, 3-day refresh is awesome. But what the Beachbody Digital Streaming has done is they've added 3 specific workouts to do along with the 3-day refresh. So they are yoga workouts that are specifically set up to go with the refresh. And that's, I think that just came out today or tomorrow. So that's super cool stuff we want to make sure we're paying attention to. If any of you have ever tried to have a customer purchase from you, or you tried to purchase from the teambeachbody.com site, you probably have realized that it is a mess. It's horrible. Even when you know what it is you want, it's really difficult to find. It's not user-friendly. It's super confusing. Well, Beachbody has been in the process of revamping that. And the new teambeachbody.com site is going to be launched on the 11th. So we're a little bit over a week away from that new site coming out. And that's going to make things a lot easier when you're talking to customers. It's also going to have a feature where if you're talking to a customer on the phone and they say, okay, I want this, this, and this, you can actually put it in their cart and then share the link to their cart with them so that they can complete the purchase. So it's going to make it a lot easier on both ends. They also are going to be having a really neat feature. Like, you know, when you order on Amazon, you order a book or you order whatever, and then on the bottom of the screen, they'll say, people that have purchased this have also purchased these items. Or if you're going to get this, these items make sense to also consider. They're going to have that feature. So let's say somebody orders Shift Shop, for example, and they just want to get Shift Shop. Well, on the bottom, they're going to say, okay, you may also want to consider getting the agility markers. You may also want to consider getting Energize. You may also want to consider getting Recover. And so they're going to make those recommendations that are going to help you with the upsell. And it's not just a matter of upselling, but it's giving the customer a better experience so that they can get better results. So that's coming out very soon. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's talk about like where you're at and where you want to go and how to get there. So it's kind of weird, Jason, because I know you can see and hear me, and I can't see and hear you, which is a bummer. But I know that you're going to be writing in the chat. So can you
hear me?
Oh, I can totally hear you. How did you do that?
I have a gaming headset, so.
Oh, you're a gamer. Okay.
I just don't have a computer on this or a camera on this computer.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me, where are you? Because nobody else is on here. It's just us right now. We're going to make this specific to you. I know that you are working with Mike. I know that you got like a whole bunch of challenge pack, like Rocket and Rolling. What program are you doing right
now? I'm doing Insanity Max 30.
Awesome. Are you loving it?
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Yeah, I love that program. That's a great one. Now, you're on the call, so I'm guessing you're looking to do more than just get a discount from this. Are you looking to kind of start working this business a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. Just because, I mean, like coming from more and kind of I've been wanting to kind of get back into shape, and like there was the first day that I went over and did my first workout with him, I had kind of this realization, like, this is really bad, like I'm really out of shape, you know, because I'd been out of the military for 3 years, almost about 2.5 right now, and I was just like, you know, I need to get back in shape, and so I want to help like other people do the same thing and healthier in general. Like, my wife also got on board with me as well. And so we've kind of been doing it together. She's been doing she did the 21-day fix, and now she's doing 21-day fix extreme.
Awesome.
And she's been loving that, and she's down 25 pounds.
Are you serious?
I'm down under 220, which I haven't been down under 220 since I got back out of the military. So, and it's been about 90 days. So a little less than 90 days.
Okay, so are you guys documenting what you're doing? Like, you have before and after pictures and measurements and any of that good stuff?
I have before. I don't have measurements. I have before photos, but Alyssa didn't do. Alyssa's my wife. She didn't do before photos because that's really not what
I know.
drives her. She's not really into the measurements. She's not into the photos and stuff like that. For her, it's just trying to be healthy and bettering herself
Exactly.
from where she used to be, 5 years ago when we started dating compared to now. So
Right. Yeah. I always encourage people to just to do the photos and do the measurements, because even if it doesn't motivate and drive her, as you guys do this, like those pictures could motivate and drive somebody else, and that information. But yeah, I'm glad that you've got some before pictures, and as you go, you'll get some of that information. But also, as you talk to people, share that, like, hey, I don't have this big before and after picture because that's not what I'm about. I'm not about, looking good on the beach. I'm about, being strong and healthy and a good husband and whatnot. And so that'll be like part of your story that you
that's
share.
more along the lines of what it is for her is just living a healthy lifestyle and being healthy in general. Not
Right.
necessarily about trying to. For her, it's not about the journey of helping other people. It's about living a healthy lifestyle, and that's what it is about for me too. But ideally, I'd like to go and help a couple people do the same thing, and just do something. Like one thing that I never thought I could do is I've always been really bad at cardio and running.
Uh-huh.
That's been a really big weak spot for me. And me and Mike, our goal for this year is to run a trifecta of the Spartan races.
Right.
So that's kind of where that's a big motivation for me to try to get better because the longest one of those is like 14 miles.
Right. Yeah. That's,
And like thinking about that for me, it's like I have trouble running too.
yep. Yeah. Max 30 is definitely going to help you get moving. Cardio. What's awesome about all that, and I love that you're prior military, and I love that you have the experience of getting out of the military and getting in horrible shape for whatever the reason was. Like, it's really similar. I'm a former athlete, and so as a college athlete, it's very similar to, like, I get mistaken for prior service all the time. I'm like, no, I was a college athlete. It was like training for war. Not exactly, of course, but that transition for me was like when I got out of college, it was like,
Yeah,
all of a
I
sudden,
know how that is. I played soccer
yeah.
for 16 years, and
Okay.
there
Oh,
was
so you've
times
got,
I was on 3 soccer teams at once.
yeah, you have the
I've
so you
played
know
more
what,
sports than I can count, but there was a time where I was playing soccer and I was literally every night was practice or games, and then I'd go from one practice to another practice to another practice. And I
right.
played club, I played AYSO, I played my high school, and so it was never ending with sport. From there, I went to the military, and
Right. So you have like so you know what it's like to like no longer be the competitive athlete. So you got your fill, going into the military and then transitioning out of the military. I know for me, transitioning out of college athletics was like, oh my gosh, now what? Like, now what do I do? I'm lost. Like, I'm not an athlete and you're not. If you're not a soldier, yeah, like, yeah, we're always soldier, always, like it's different, and that, like, it's so cool because you have that experience. So as you have buddies that are transitioning out or have transitioned out, like you can say, look, this is possible to like still feel good and get in shape and be healthy, and which is really cool opportunity. And I love that part of your story. And as you decide, what you want to do with this business, if it's just a matter of sharing with a couple people here and there as they're seeing what you're doing, or really reaching out, there's a potential to earn some decent income, especially like my initial goal when I started was my husband's military. So, I got the military deal to sign up, and I'm like, you know what? I love this Shapeology. I just want a discount. And then I was like, well, it would be really cool to at least make enough to cover my shake, so that's not coming out. And then it was like, you know what? Like, you can do very well in this business, if you're talking to people and sharing what you're doing. The reason I was asking was some of the suggestions that I have for anybody that's watching and for you, as you are starting to figure out where you fit into this picture and where you are in your journey and how much you want to do as far as helping people to start to feel the way you do, as well as earn an income. A couple things that you guys are going to definitely want to do, and that's be sharing what you're doing on social media. And sometimes that's scary, and sometimes it feels annoying because you know those people that do it and they annoy you. And so a lot of that's going to be dependent on really how successful you want to be. And the more successful you want to be, the more chances you're going to take, and the more you're going to share your story. And the more people you're going to want to talk to individually, because the reality is I had some killer before and after pictures, and you post them on Facebook. And just because somebody sees your killer before and after picture and they're impressed by it doesn't mean they're going to purchase from you. Like, you need to develop a relationship. You need to, build trust with people. You need to talk them through what you're doing. They need to see that you're not just going to bail and this isn't just a kind of flash in the pan thing. So the first thing I recommend for anybody that's looking to do the business, and I'm going to do a little quick screen share, because I know a couple of you in here that may be watching this want to start to earn some income. I mean, shoot, who doesn't want to earn a little extra money? Who couldn't use, right, extra money? So I'm going to show you real quick. One of the first things that I recommend, guys, is that you are checking into your Coach Online office on a regular basis. And when I say check into your office, like minimally once a week, check in and see what's going on. So like when you go in your Coach Online office, it's going to look like this. Right? So this screen is going to come up. It's going to show your rank, your information, and whatnot. Okay? One thing you want to check on at least weekly, check the news tab. And you're going to there's a national wake-up call every Monday. As you want to start working your business, listening to that national wake-up call is an absolute must. I don't listen to it on Monday. I haven't listened to today's yet. I listen on Tuesdays. It's part of my routine. It's what I do. But you want to make sure you listen to that every week. There's always something valuable that you can gain from it. You also want to check out the Coach Breaking News. I checked it right before I got on the call, and it tells you right here, Beachbody On Demand is going to be available on Amazon. They just updated that since we got on the phone. So you'll learn about that. People can get it on Amazon, and they'll get connected to a coach. That 3-day yoga retreat, all this information you're going to find right in this Coach Breaking News. Super important. The next tab that's really important is this training tab. And everybody needs to go and start with getting started. Now you're going to say, hey, I've been in this business more than 30 minutes and more than 30 hours, and most of you have been in more than 30 days. I want you guys to click into those and just do, even if you're only doing one a week, depending on how fast you want to grow and what you want to do, it's going to give you a quick start. It's going to give you an action plan. It's going to walk you through this new Coach Online office. Let's see. I lost it because I hate when they don't give you a separate pop out. Once you get through that, then you're going to want to start looking at some business training. And this is going to start to give you pointers and tips. It's going to talk to you about the 4 vital behaviors. It's going to give you different skill set information. It's going to talk to you about how to invite successfully, how to use social media. It's going to talk about how to share the materials that we have. These are the kinds of things that you want to start looking at as part of your personal development and personal growth. The more you can know and understand about just the business side of things in general, the more comfortable you're going to feel, talking and sharing and let me just speaker view. Talking and sharing the opportunity with other people. The more comfortable you are with understanding Shakeology, the more likely you're going to be to talk to somebody about Shakeology because you're going to feel comfortable answering questions. So that's one of the first steps that you want to do is start to familiarize yourself with that. And if you want to work the business and make a couple $100 a month right away, then you need to start doing those right away and doing them on a regular basis. If you want to slowly get to the point where you're covering your Shakeology a month, every week just do one training and start to incorporate it into what you do. You want to make sure that you're doing the 4 vital behaviors. Guys, the 4 vital behaviors, and I'm going to remind us every call, is being proof the product works. So that's drinking your shake or your performance line and doing workout and sharing that you're doing it. Share with others like, hey, got a great workout and it was killer. You don't have to do video. You don't have to do all the sweaty selfies, but you talking about it, throughout the course of your journey. Hey, I can't believe that I just, did this move and I couldn't do it before or whatever it is. But be sharing what you're doing. So you got proof the product works. You want to be inviting people to join you in this. Invite people to join a group that you're in if you're not running your own. I have a group. I know Mike has a group going on, Jason, for you and your people. But there's always a group. If you're not comfortable running your own yet, get with your sponsoring coach, get with me, jump in a group and invite people. Say, hey, starting in January, I'm doing this new program. I'd love for you to do it alongside me. It's going to be killer, and I'd love the extra support. You in, just start talking to people and inviting them. So that's a second vital behavior is inviting. A third vital behavior is going to be personal development. It's so key that we are inviting, being proof the product works, but that we're constantly growing. We need to be not just studying, sales and not just studying the ins and outs of Beachbody, but growing in our mindset, in our mind frame, in our habits. Some of the current book I'm reading is, I totally lost it. It's downstairs. It's High Performance Leadership Habits. I'll listen to books about mindset and mentality. It depends on where it is that you want to look to grow. It's not always about sales and business that you're going to be listening to and reading. You want to make sure you're doing that. And then you want to just be recognizing people. Like I started this call recognizing Tanya and her efforts and her success. I brought a new coach on. I wanted to make sure that I shared that. I recognize that she's taking a step. If you get a new person doing your challenge group and they're comfortable with you shouting them out, saying, hey, so-and-so joining my challenge group. I can't wait to get started with them. They're taking the first step to better health. Maybe it's just recognizing somebody that you see doing cool stuff on Facebook, even if they're not part of your Beachbody world. Like, hey, you share some awesome recipes. Thank you so much. But just that idea of starting to recognize people and give them some kudos and bumps for what they're doing. Like, that's as simple as it is. You're inviting, you're drinking your shake and doing your workouts, you're growing personally and professionally, and then you're just recognizing people. Like, that's the 4 vital behaviors. You start doing that on a regular basis, you're going to start to see traction. And then the next most important thing with all that is keep track of who you're talking to. Keep track of those conversations, because like I said, the people that you talk to in December they're likely not going to order in December. But that means you need to know where they're at and what they're doing and follow up with them, in January. I have a woman who's having surgery tomorrow. One of the cool things is I've been communicating with her. I knew her surgery was coming up. I was able to message her today and share some prayer requests or some prayers that I was praying over her and over the surgery. I was able to give her that message, and that was important and special to her. It wasn't because I'm trying to get a sale, but it's because I kept track of our conversations. And I knew this was coming up and that she was nervous about it. And then I told her, keep me posted. Well, guess what? I know how long her rehab is. I'm going to still continue to connect with her just as a good human being, right? But as she's getting closer to being cleared, we're going to revisit the idea of jumping into a group. But it's important to know that and to keep track. Keep track of why it is that people are saying no when they're saying no. A lot of us are running into friends that may be pregnant. Write down that information so you can follow up, see how they're doing with their pregnancy. And then after they have that baby, they may be ready to jump in. But if we're not keeping track, we won't know. And we're going to miss somebody. And if we miss them, somebody else is going to swoop in and work with them when the time is right. All super important information. Now, Jason, I had tagged you in a post when it was called Fitfluence. It's now Empowered to Change. And it was their Coach Basics online training. Did you ever get connected to that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Up until recently, it's been pretty chaotic, though.
Okay. What I'm gonna re-tag you in that post, and I'm just gonna share it here, guys. If you are interested in starting to work, what's cool about that is Taryn has a training set up, and it's a Coach Basics training, and it takes you through a lot of the stuff that you can do on your own through the Beachbody website, but it's a little bit more personalized, and it's a training that gets sent to your email, and you do it on your own time frame. So it's not like I'm going to throw you in a week-long group and you have to do all these tasks in a week along with everybody else. It's self-paced. So, like you said, life got chaotic, things were going on. You can do the training and it'll just get emailed to you. over the course of a couple weeks, and it'll take you through all of like kind of the basics. It'll talk to you about social media. It'll talk to you about just different ways to do things. I'll re-tag you in that, but anybody in here, that's a great first place to start. I try to tag new coaches as they come into that post, but it's the pinned post in the Empowered to Change group. And that's it's a great place to start to get you oriented. And then again, right in the Coach Online office is going to be all the information that you need to really get started right. I'm going to not lie. I didn't have my sponsor didn't tell me any of this. I wasn't part of a bigger team at the time. I sort of found trainings as I went. I YouTubed the heck out of stuff. If there's something you don't know, totally reach out to your sponsoring coach, reach out to me. And I'm telling you, YouTube has some of the best coaches in the business sharing anything that you possibly want to know. So the information is out there. Just look for it, ask for it. And don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed, because it can feel overwhelming at times. Jason, what questions do you have, thoughts that you have, things that you want to know more about for a next call?
I don't know. I haven't given it a whole lot of thought. I mean, recently the biggest thing is I've just been trying to find people to talk to, but the biggest issue is, everybody's, there's a lot of talk, not a lot of walk, and everybody's like, oh, that would be cool, this, that, and the other, or a lot of people just don't care enough about
themselves,
fitness and stuff like that to really do anything. Because, I live in a pretty small, it's not a small town, but, I live in a city of 80,000 people, which, comparatively is pretty small. And this is the biggest city within about 150 miles. So, there's not, I wouldn't say there's tons of people. There are the people out there, but it's just hard to find people, up the same alley and I don't know, dedication as that goes. So, I'm hoping there's people that I'll be able to kind of, as the new year comes around, I was going to say, and try to set up a team for the Spartan races and say, hey, me and so-and-so are going to be doing a Spartan race, and this is our team. If you'd like to join us in our to get the trifecta this year, we'd love to have into people on our team. And so, and just try to get people, into something that would be a fun activity to do, not just along the lines of, just to work out just for the heck of it. Cause motivation, part of it is for me, it too is I have to have a reason to want to do it, not just, I'm doing it to do it type of thing. So that's a big thing for me, having that to look forward to. It's I know that I need to get in shape for the trifecta, and, and doing that is a big thing for me. So.
Right. And I like that you're looking to connect locally one-on-one with people. As you start to decide what you want to do with the business, a huge part of your business would take place on social media, and that's where you will grow your network and you will find people to be talking to and find people to be connecting with. Again, that's going to be depending on how much you want to grow. If you want to grow your business, the majority of it's going to take place that way, as opposed to old school, in person. Now, the in-person stuff is so valuable, and that's where you'll end up starting to really develop a future team and other coaches that'll join you in doing this stuff. But some of the stuff that you'll get through the training, through the Beachbody website, and the stuff that Taryn has that'll go to your email, that's going to talk a lot about that social media and how to connect and how to find people. What's really cool about this opportunity is it's reconnected me with people that I haven't talked to in 20 years. And I've been able to reconnect with these people, that I went to high school with way back in the day, and get to see how they're doing and actually connect with them. And then they've actually joined me doing some of this stuff, which is neat, and people that I'm like, well, I wouldn't be friends with them necessarily. I just kind of knew them. But it's cool because now that we're older and we're in different places, and I'm like, these people are kind of cool. It's nice to reconnect. That's where a lot of the business will take place on social media. And that's where right now I'm working a lot on trying to build my training so that I can be more effective myself and be able to share some of that with you guys on here. But yeah, so
Yeah, like one of my wife's coworkers, since she found out we were doing the Beachbody thing, she was in the gym a lot. And since she found out my wife's been doing it and going that, she's actually started doing the program that my wife's doing now. So she's been kind of getting back into it. So, I mean, I thought that was kind of cool that she got back into it, because of something that we're doing.
right.
And I've been meaning to try to get her on at least to follow on our page, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But I know that my wife did tell me that a
That's
few weeks ago that she was doing the same program as her.
Right. So. And that's where it gets really cool. And that's where when you start to see just by what you're doing, people will watch. They'll see. I have people that, I haven't necessarily talked to. They don't interact with my page. And then boom, out of the blue, they'll message me and say, I want to do what you've been doing. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you've been watching. Because people pay attention and they see. And, they're like, oh, I've been watching you for the last 3 years. I'm like, you have? Like, who knew? And it's really cool when you don't realize the people that you reach and then that ripple that it has. Like your wife is not necessarily sharing what she's doing online or any of that, and people are noticing, which is awesome. Awesome stuff. I'm gonna wrap up this call because we're right about 30 minutes. But Jason, as you have questions, as you're going through stuff, pop them in our page. Never hesitate to post in that Empowered to Change group. Privately message me. And if there's things that you want to specifically hear on these calls or talk about, let us know, or just show up live with questions and we'll always change it to meet whatever needs, the team has. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm psyched you were able to get on. And I know Mike said that he's good Sunday nights. So depending on how we do and how many people we can get on these calls, if we need to change a time, we will. But in the meantime, it'll stay here and I'll always record them.
Alrighty. Yeah, I actually did have a quick question for you. It's more along the lines of the kinesiology line, not necessarily the business line.
Okay.
Like sports medicine type of thing. So I can message you on the side if that would be better.
Let me end this recording. All right, guys, I'm going to end the recording.